All right, we're back. We're gonna hit the bag today, so gotta get our wraps on, gotta get gloves on. After that injury I had kind of yesterday where I pulled something in my leg, I just gotta take it easy. I gotta just do some light work. Thankfully today's like our active recovery day. It's day 4 out of our rotation that we're testing ChatGPT to do my workouts, and it's actually been a pretty damn good personal trainer. And then I'm gonna go get a lifestyle bowl from Chipotle, which is kind of just like a salad with meat, essentially. It's not all the rice and queso and all the normal stuff, but keeping the diet slim, drinking our protein shakes. The biggest thing is honestly just keeping enough protein on. It's hard to get the proper amount of protein, and a lot of the times you guys think you need to cut weight, but in reality you just need to have more protein, and the protein kind of fills out your frame. So when you have that gyno, right, and your boobs are sagging a little bit, you just need to up your protein intake, fill out your chest a little more, and it's not like that's fat you have to lose. The more you try to just lose that fat, the worse your gyno is going to get. I had that problem for a little bit, but now we're pretty solid in the upper chest area, as you can see here, and built out just from keeping protein consumption high. Again, you're supposed to get I think it's 0.8 grams per pound of body weight, so if you guys keep that up and you keep your diets proper, and then you're doing cardio, right, you're doing power training and athletic type training, then typically your frame's gonna fix itself very, very quick. So today, again, keeping it light on my leg, just trying to do some light active boxing, more upper body and cardio focused, and then we're gonna go get some food and call it a night and get back to the work week. I think honestly what I'm starting to realize is motivation, guys, is great, and you can honestly, they say rely only on discipline. I've said that in the past too, but you can really harness your own motivation just based on the perspective that you have. For example, a lot of this stuff, right, I think for me it was kind of similar to most guys. I got into this from a breakup. I had a bad relationship end with this girl that, I took very seriously, and it just, long distance, guys, it wasn't either of our faults, it just didn't work out. And I felt so mad, and she moved on, it looked like so quick that I just blamed myself for not being competent enough, and that kind of inspired the direction of ascend. But in reality, that fades, right? You can't just rely on the breakup grind. It's sure extra fuel to the fire, but you need something that's a long-term, self-sustaining war, not just a blame game of someone, right? And again, I didn't hate this girl. I didn't want to take it out on her, but I did use the fact that I was pissed off about the situation as a whole to grow and get better. Now, you need a war that lasts long-term, right? Because that short-term boost of energy from breakup motivation only lasts so long. Probably lasts 6 months, maybe up to a year, guys, if you really stretch it out. And it allows you to just have an extra boost of energy in your business. But you need something to drive you long-term. It needs to be a fight that you believe in, a fight that will always keep you grounded and understanding of your impact, and also your position within. I think the most impactful fight, and the reason I've been so active back on social media recently, is because I want to change the system as a whole. I want to challenge the way things are actually done. The things we learn in school, the educational system that teaches us to just be an obedient worker and just doesn't allow people to build something for themselves. I'm pissed off at the fact that so many hidden truths about who actually runs the world and who controls things are hidden from us. And we had to find that information on our own. And history's twisted. Events are twisted. The news misleads us. People don't want us to wake the fuck up. And that pisses me off so much that I want to take it out and I want to work on productive things. Channeling the energy and the drive to make something of myself. The sooner you guys realize that you have the potential to harness motivation on tap by simply reminding yourself of the important fights in your life. The fact that people still try to oppress you. They try to keep you down. And being pissed off about it allows you to make something productive of yourself, even on days you don't feel like anything. I don't want to be here today. It's the weekend. I want to recover. I want to rest before the week starts again. But you know what? Every time I take my foot off the gas, someone else puts theirs down a little bit harder. And it's usually the people you don't want to win. So that's why I'm here. That's why I'm dedicated and why I'm going to be here when no one else is. Because I want to make an impact and change the fucking course of my life and those for other men as well. And even if I'm never successful, I can die. It can be written on my grave that I gave a shit. And that to me matters. Those body shots, guys. Woo! Gotta work the body a bit. Gotta throw some bass in there, so do a fake jab to the stomach and a hook to the head like that. just throw both, right? Switch it up. I'm working on this move right now. It's like a jab right hand because I'm left-handed. Jab, hook, duck, and then another hook and a stomach shot. So I can hit it right here. It's like a 1-2-2-1 or 1-3-3-1. Woo! That's a good set. This is how I'm taking it out. And sometimes you gotta channel that fucking energy, boss. Only healthy way that you push through. Fuck! Just remember, you can't control energy that you have. You can't control who gives you energy. If it's positive, if it's negative, whatever. But you can control how it's used. You can control how you transmute it. And if you make positive change or no change, always understand the impact that you have and the fact that your energy goes somewhere. It's never destroyed. It's only transferred. So make something productive of it. Change your life. Take it out and get better. Don't hold it in. That's when you become depressed. That's when you become suicidal. That's when you hate your life. But choose to build with it. Join us. Join a community of people who actually give a shit. And invest in yourself. You'll never regret that at the end of the day, my friend. Because that's where real change starts. The realization that you have the ability to control your future through your actions today. I think it's funny too, because so many men are told not to talk about their romance, their love lives. Girls are talking to and shit on here, but honestly, you know what? It's something we all relate to. It's something that we all struggle with. Like figuring out who's best for you, figuring out how to navigate difficult relationships. Because honestly, relationships are just a mirror of how we perceive the world. They show us the reality of our views and how they contrast with life itself. They're a living example of our perspective matching the world or not matching the world. And so they teach us to grow and to learn things about ourselves. So me leaving that out and helping inspire young men and women is not the impact that would be the most effective. I have to talk about this shit. Even as much as it makes me embarrassed, uncomfortable, so many of us want to hide this shit behind closed doors, and you're told, bottle it up, be a man, but you know what? How the fuck are you gonna grow if you never bring it up? How the fuck are you gonna grow if it never crosses your mind? If you never force yourself to face the music. I hope that my example, me being pissed off about a situation that I had to hold my frame for, and taking it out in a healthy and responsible way, is not a bad example. Stay strong, I believe in you, and let's make ourselves better. Too many times when you're boxing here, what happens is you muff the punch. You get too close, right, and your arm's like this, you can't fully extend your elbow. But when you get that snap of the elbow in there, combined with the power of the step, then it goes from this, which kind of gets muted, to a full effective punch with power behind it, like this. You want to get your arm all the way extended. That's why beginners, right, they stay as far as they can like this, so they can feel out the distance of the bag. You want to kind of hit the bag right when your fist stops. Like right there, and you see it react harder than if I go like this, and I can't really go all the way. When you combine that with power from your back leg, then it's a dangerous punch, especially if followed up by a power hand. It is. See how much the bag moves? I can silence it by waiting, so when it comes back, as soon as I know it's within my reach, right here, that's when I'm gonna try to strike it. No sooner, no later. So that's why you swing the bag, you gotta wait to time it up. Because you should bring it to a stop, basically, like that. The bag moves forward. My goal is to stop the bag and to time the punch with the swing of the bag. That's how you box properly. That's the first lesson. Timing is everything. You have to wait for the right moment. Let's see him swing a little bit. So I want to hit it a little bit lower. I want to stop momentum a little bit more. That was pretty solid. Alright, that's a pretty good workout. I'm sweating already. It's been like probably 7-8 rounds of it, so yeah, hopefully this quick workout taught you guys something. Hopefully I slip and value it whenever I'm vlogging this stuff, but make yourself better, guys. You can feel, you have this innate feeling. It's that pineal gland, right? When you have that intuitive sense. Hopefully it's not numbed by Wi-Fi and all the signals that are out in the world, right? When the toxic chemicals that numb your fucking brains. But hopefully you have the intuitive sense to know when you have built up energy, when you have stored up focus, drive, and you aren't draining that on unproductive shit like pornography, any sort of mental masturbation or procrastination or wasted efforts like video games, right? Instead, channel that into something that physically makes you stronger. Video games don't make you stronger, guys. It's a way to use up your mental bandwidth. I love playing them, but you gotta find a healthy way that actually adds value to either your physical performance or the world around you. Because that's what gets power, that's what gets recognition, that's what makes you more money. When you're more dialed in physically, when you have a more adept business to different struggles and you face the music once again, and you've handled these problems by dialing in moments of high stress or high anxiety because you need to work it out. When you go dial in, when you go lock in and clock in those 2 to 3 hours at night in that deep work session and you work through some of these issues, that's over time what creates clarity. Just like in the gym, right? I didn't get as good as boxing as I am from 1 or 2 workouts. I did this over months. And eventually I look back and I'm like, you know what? I do know a thing or two. That's where we need to be. It's not gonna happen right away. And the sooner you realize that, the sooner you commit to the fact that nothing's gonna happen. And you have to find something else to keep you locked in. Again, find a fight, a war to rage. Either a breakup, right? The revenge tour, the winter arc. Or do it to fight the biggest fight, right? Against the system of inequality. Keeps us down, that prevents us from winning in life. And join a team of people who are doing that too. That motivation, that drive that you're paying for in the syndicate, reinforcement is what keeps you locked the fuck in. And that's what guarantees you win. Not any of the knowledge, not any of the support that ChatGPT or any other tools give you, but your ability to remain dialed in and know that you will never give up. That's why I'm here. That's why you'll be here too. So last night after I finished up my work, I did go out. I went to some live music. There was like a guy, or I guess a group of men on a stage, probably in like their 50s, right? Late 50s. There was a band called, I think it was called like Honcho or something, and they were playing old 80s songs. And I wanted to go out, but I didn't want to drink, right? Because drinking is what kills your focus, your attention. It makes you feel like shit the next day. And I wanted to go hang out, and I wanted to be social, but I didn't want to be sucked into that pressure. So what did I do? You know that Mountain Valley water, the green glass bottles? I took a big bottle of water like that in a glass bottle, like it was a beer. And I took it out with me to the live music. And I just sat there drinking it. Everyone else probably thought I was drinking a beer. And for me, I was like, you know what? I'm fitting in socially. I'm having a drink. People don't know what's in here. If they ask, right, that's a good conversation starter. But I felt like I could still fit in and do my own thing. I only stayed for like 20 minutes, and you know what? I realized I didn't want to be there. The live music, the Friday night, Saturday night, fun is only there. And it's only as fun as you think it is if you're out of your mind, if you're drunk, right? If you're under the influence. Because then you just want vibes, right? You just want music, you just want to have fun. But if you're actually, sober, if you're actually hydrating yourself the whole time and you're not like inebriated, I guess, in any state, you realize that it was never really about the event itself. It was just about being out and being loosened up in a state of mind. And that's not really leading to anything, right? It's just leading to wasted nights. It's leading to feeling like shit the next day. And so I realized that if I didn't have alcohol, I wouldn't have wanted to be here anyway. So why am I doing this in the first place? Guys, promise you, just go out, take a glass bottle of water, take a cup and go to events that you normally would drunk or where people are drinking and see how much different it feels. That's the most humbling experience that kills your FOMO in the future. And I know from now on Saturday nights, I'm not gonna wanna go out because I'm gonna feel the same boring way. And in 20 minutes, I'm gonna wanna leave again. And that's what keeps you locked in because you realize that the fun stuff was never really that much fun. And all you feel like is that you're wasting time, you're wasting potential, and you can kick so much more ass on your own. Do that, and you guys will win. I guarantee it. For some reason, my podcast started playing on my phone and on YouTube, and I was watching it. And sometimes you just got to be appreciative of where you are, the accomplishments that you have, and the progress you made. That's what reminds you of how far you've came. When you see the kind of snapshot in the middle of the journey, right? The memory from a month or two ago kind of reminds you of why you're doing all this, and it's humbling, guys. It keeps you dialed in and respective of the fact that you came so far already. Don't lose that. Like, stop comparing yourselves to people at the very top. Don't even compare yourselves to me, guys, because honestly, I might look like I'm 20 steps ahead, but I'm really only a month or two ahead of you guys. You guys could be right where I'm at with a few changes. If you're in the syndicate, if you're working hard, I'm literally living the syndicate 4 phases. And if you guys do that too, you'll literally catch up or even surpass me probably. So don't compare yourself to me, don't compare yourselves to the best out there, compare yourselves to you, and you'll see the results a lot faster than you think. I'm ordering my Chipotle, guys. This is my big celebration for locking in, for rechanneling my energy, and I'm gonna get one of these salad bowls like I talked about. I was thinking about something, and I guess I'm still thinking about it while I'm ordering this, but Alex Ramosi was talking about this, but at some point, guys, like all the work I'm doing, I could be working on my body, working on my mind, working on my spirit, right? Building money, becoming a multi-millionaire. And I could just go out camping in the woods one day and I could fall off a cliff. Or I could be food for a bear that's hungry, right? It could eat my torso, it could eat my legs. Like, I would make a pretty dang good meal for a bear. But all of this work, guys, could be for nothing. And so it keeps you humble, guys. It reminds you that Memento Mori, right? Remember that you're just a human. You're going to die. And then all of this, guys, as much as it seems like it's life or death, death is inevitable and it could happen tomorrow. Remember to live life and enjoy the Chipotle, guys. Enjoy the little moments like they are your everything, because we have the opportunity to get to have Chipotle. We have the opportunity to get to have the fun movie nights, the little snacks, right? The time with your loved ones while you have it. It's humbling, guys. And if you forget about that and you only stay focused just on your success, then you forget to take your head up too and remember what else there is to experience. I don't forget to do that. I used to, and it's been a great experience dialing back in and reminding myself of the other things in our world to appreciate. So hopefully you guys can find your purpose, but also remember who's there with you and who really cares about you, and don't leave them behind either. And I'll see you guys at Chipotle, or probably on the backside of that, but still waiting on them. We just got back. We're gonna go have dinner, call it a night here, but I'm gonna go work on our agency offer a little bit more. I want to build out a few more features in our closing and appointment setting softwares, just so our customers have a few more options on sales calls in the future. I can help you guys have a little bit more flexibility on pricing and kind of what different platforms the bot messages on. Right now it's like WhatsApp, Facebook, Instagram, different platforms like that. So we have all these different options for you guys. There's email, there's SMS stuff. So we'll be building that stuff out as we go. That's more custom priced. Yeah, we want to just afford as much flexibility as we can, but always kind of making improvements to that stuff. You guys give us feedback on it, and that's kind of how we drive the next series of updates for our community and for our service and everything like that. But let us know if you guys have any thoughts on that. Otherwise, we're going to call it a night. We'll see you guys back with the next one.